Hello and welcome to Secrets and Mysteries. This is just a brief administrative update. A few things that I want to put out real quick, and I don't want to take the time to try to fashion it into an official video. Just some things I think you need to know and might want to know. First and foremost, there's going to be a lot of BS comms going out. For instance, there was this hacked up video going around Facebook Messenger that was a fake about the president talking about the 20th and things that's going to go on. Just do not get baited into going down to D.C. on the 20th and pass that around. Make sure people know about that, okay? Do not go down to D.C. on the 20th because the deep state's trying to set up a false flag operation on the 20th. If you see like MAGA people down there on the 20th, they're not MAGA people, right? So spread that everywhere. Make sure everybody gets that. Thank you. I did put out a video that had some links to some phone settings that you're going to want to put on or off on your phones. Make sure that you have the emergency alert system on your phone. Every phone series is a slightly different way to get it done. Most of them are probably on, but make sure that those settings are on. Also, there are some recommended settings that will save you a lot of battery life and also increase your privacy. I have posted a few links in one of the last 2-3 videos. There's 2 links. Those are for your Android phones. The same guys have settings for your iPhones. Make sure you get those things installed. You're going to want to back up all of your cloud data and files. Everything that's on a cloud, or is it like if you've got like a bunch of pictures in your Outlook or in your Gmail or whatever, right? If you got data that's important to you, maybe it's on one of these websites where you do like writing online or whatever. Wherever you've got data that you want to have backed up, make sure you have your own hard copy of that backed up. You might lose all your pictures. You might lose all your writing. Whatever it is that's important to you, okay? So get that backed up. If you have store credit, especially like an Amazon or any of the online stores, if you have store credit, store plastic cards, you may want to use all that, if it's like a gift card, your gift cards, that's what I'm really talking about. But you might be like me and you buy stuff through Amazon and you got like some Amazon credit. Use all that up and do so fairly quickly. I'm not 100% sure that you need to, but you may want to be the guy who didn't get caught not doing it. If you use Firefox, you'll probably want to drop that web browser. And that's not just because they're basically the enemy, but also they may have issues coming up fairly soon. A good, really good browser that I just installed and tested myself and that I'm using as a replacement for Firefox is Dissenter, Dissenter. That's owned by Gab.com. It's a great full-featured actual privacy browser, whereas Firefox defaults to, basically sharing everything. So if you just install it, you're not really at all protecting your privacy. But not only that, but they have absolutely shown their true colors, and they are deep state scumbags. So, yeah, get off Firefox, get on Dissenter. They're great, and they are all about privacy, freedom of speech, and they have their own architecture and their own, servers. So they're not beholden to scumbags like Amazon, right? What else? Hang on a second here. Okay, so I told you that there's going to be a lot of crazy comms between now and the 20th. Make sure before you let anything affect you that you really examine it, because there's a lot of fake crap coming out. It's going to look like, some of it's going to look like Donald Trump said it. Some of it's going to look like the other side said it. Don't listen to anything unless it's from a trusted source, because we are in deep comms BS territory right now. If you have stock in Facebook, Twitter, or any of the mainstream gone against the conservatives type stock in any of those companies that have gone against the conservatives, what we're seeing is a gigantic financial backlash against them, and fairly soon advertisers are going to start pulling out of those companies because they're going to lose a shitload of their value and their market. What the leftists really fail to understand is that most of the money that's spent in this country is spent by conservatives. So, yeah, they just really, they didn't just shoot themselves in the foot. They took a 10 gauge double barrel shotgun and put in some double-aught buck 3-inch magnums and pulled both triggers. They have no feet. They just completely destroyed their own economy. Like, it's so stupid. I don't know why they did that. But I already sent up the notification to the people that manage my money, and I am pulling out of all of those companies, and I'm rolling into companies that don't mind defending our freedoms. Okay? You need to do that for your own financial benefit. And I haven't had a chance to answer, but a lot of people have been asking me, like, what are you talking about? The United States is a corporation, and it's no longer a corporation. The United States became a corporation in 1871. The Act of 1871 made the United States a corporation. As of this year, it is officially no longer a corporation. It is back to being a republic. Now, in the old days, before the corporation constitution, which is very similar, exactly the same as the Republic Constitution. In those days, though, the inauguration date was March 4th. That might be important information for you guys to have. All of that information. And you need to look it up. You want to find out what's going on with that. There's a lot to unpack. I'm not going to tell you it isn't. But we got some really amazing researchers here. I'm not going to mention Nancy Simard by name, but we have a lot of people like her that are really smart at finding things, like Rich. I'm not going to say that was one of his two names. But there's a lot of people out there really smart about this. You need to look into that because that sort of plays a part into what's going to be happening in the next week or so to come. To be sure, I do not know exactly what is going to occur. And I've heard every form of rumor just like you have. I don't know exactly what's going to occur. I do know that something is going to happen, even if it's just the smooth transition to a new administration. And whatever the case, you want to make sure that you and your MAGA-loving, patriot-loving friends are far from the fray in D.C. Just stay out of it, because many people are sending these comms that are trying to bait the patriots into action. You've already got BLM and Antifa down in Washington, D.C. screaming at the police. So they're conditioning the police to be angry. Then you're going to have all these fake MAGA people show up. And they're going to antagonize the police because they're not patriots. They're going to look like it. They're going to have the flags and the hats. They might even be smart enough not to wear skinny jeans this time. But they're not going to be patriots, right? So do not get involved in this. Stay away from it. And let the patriots, the white hats, the police, the military, let them handle it. Now you know that something's going to happen, and you know they're going to blame it on the patriots. You know that's going to happen, right? But let them lie about it. Let it be fake. Do not go down there and get involved in this malarkey, okay? Stay out of it. I don't know if I can make that any more plain. Now, the last thing I'd like to say is to anybody who might be in YouTube, you can see what's happening in the mainstream media. You can see what's happening if you look. If you don't pay attention to the mainstream media, but you actually look and you see what's going on in other countries, you're seeing a surge of populist conservatism, just like Dr. Steve Turley talks about. But, you can actually look and see for it yourself. right? And it was happening before the whole COVID-19 thing broke out. Now that everybody knows what's going on and who's truly sponsoring COVID-19 and the COVID-21 and the lockdowns, the world's going to become a conservative bulwark. And all of these fake organizations who are trying to prop up a false narrative, they are all going to buckle and fail. For whatever reason, YouTube hasn't really fallen completely out of the norm. Yes, you guys have kicked off some conservative speakers at different levels. And you've taken down conservative videos. And similar actions. And I know you're owned by Google, so there's only so much you can do. But if you, as an individual, want to, give me some information, if you want to tip off some information to me, you can reach me at redpilldrops@protonmail.com. And I choose that because, as you well know, that one is encrypted by the fellows over at MIT. And while nothing is military intelligence proof, it can't be broken by, the average communist dirtbag. So, if you got something you want to say, send it to me. I will send it up to the appropriate authorities. And, there's still some time to put yourself in the amnesty box. All right, that's all I've got to say. With all love and respect to all of you, remember to pray out loud. Be happy. Things are going to be okay. Be safe. And do those things that I recommend. Even though you might not have to do all of them, it's better to have them done than not done. All right, talk to you all soon.